All right, we are live. I know we didn't have a show last week, but we're going to go ahead and go anyway, and we're going to recap last week. Basically, I have no idea who you picked, but we'll just talk about the games. Thursday was Thanksgiving, so we had the Texans and the Lions 41-25, and the Washington football team and Dallas Cowboys 41-16. So apparently 41 was the score to get on Thanksgiving.
And the number to have for your running back.
All right.
Antonio Gibson's number.
It's also Kamara, right? In Kamara 41?
It is. All of my running backs are 41.
Okay.
Or didn't have a game, so.
So that wasn't really I don't think any surprises on that one.
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess Washington scoring 41 points is pretty weird, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's Dallas, but I didn't think Washington.
I think the amount of teams that scored over 40 is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
This week.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
That sends me into next week, mark my words. I think next week is going to be the lowest scoring NFL week. If you look at the matchups, it's like everybody matches up so good that it's like I don't think that there's going to be a lot of scoring. All of the good defenses are playing the good offenses. So.
Yeah, they're falling out.
Not all of them, but for the most part.
Unrelated. A cartoon and serial says unrelated NFL talk here. Westbrook gone.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I know Harden wants out too, but I don't know. I mean, John Wall to Houston now. Who knows how that's gonna work? But.
I'm talking about basketball now. All right, so we had the next games. We had Cleveland Browns against Jacksonville 20, and Cleveland won 27-25, and then Buffalo Bills 27 over the Chargers 17. That's so apparently 27 was a popular score for them to get together on that one.
Yeah.
What no surprises there?
No, not really.
They shut the kid down though from the Chargers, didn't they?
Yep.
Somebody finally figured out how to stop that. But Buffalo's got a good defense that way anyway, right?
They do.
Yeah.
Then we had the Titans Colts 45-26. That's the high scoring one there. I think that's the highest scoring.
That was a game. I tell you.
It was.
I wouldn't have called that either. That was crazy that they scored that many points.
Yeah, that's not wild.
Didn't Indy have a bunch of injuries in the defense, though? I think.
What, Henry? Henry gave them a bunch of injuries, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Henry probably gave about 10 concussions that game.
And Brown, too. You take AJ Brown and Derrick Henry. I wouldn't want to defend either one of those guys.
That is
He's a monster.
That is the last way that you want to play the Titans is like get down by like 20 points.
Right.
Yeah. Because they're just going to run Derrick. And,
you get up 20 points, they have to start passing a little bit. You don't take as many bruises, but
that's true. That's where the defense is over talking to Rivers. Dude, come on. Get some points on the board because they're going to just run now.
And then AJ Brown just padding stats with that kickoff return, like the onside kick.
Oh, yeah.
They just returned it for a touchdown. I was like, well.
He's on my
You
fan.
think
I was happy.
he could be a contender for MVP? Derrick Henry could.
Yep.
Every year.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't a quarterback award.
Right.
And
running
back, like, if you want to win MVP as running back, you got to have like literally maybe you could have 2 bad weeks, which I think Derrick Henry has already had. I mean, I'll put it in quotes, 2 bad weeks where he only ran for like 80 yards or whatever.
Wow.
So Mahomes, I don't even know. Like, if you want to beat out Mahomes for the MVP, like
you can't have a bad week. You can't have a bad week. True.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Even in his losses, Mahomes still has like 400 yards passing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, what? Okay.
I don't know if they'll lose a game the rest of the season, though.
Oh, you don't think so?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, they've already got the 2 out with the rest of the Raiders out of the way.
Yeah.
That's their
They will.
freaking Achilles heel.
Yep. That's their one.
Yeah. I think the AFC Championship they might for the Steelers.
I don't know. I think on paper, I would pick the Chiefs all day. But I mean, yeah, it obviously could happen. But God, like, I don't like that Steelers defense is good, but I don't know. Well, one, if you're a dumbass like Arians and you try to go man to man with Tyreek Hill, you will lose the game. The entire first half, I think he went man to man. He did not stop playing man to man. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unless you have, I'm honest, even if you have like a Jalen Ramsey, like I still would not play man to man all game versus Tyreek Hill.
All game, they never came off of it.
It's just ridiculous.
It's kind of dumb. So yeah,
because people want to give Brady, and Brady's had his bad games this year, but honestly, the failure of the Bucs is going to be that stupid ass coach of theirs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I used to like him, but I didn't know much about him. But like watching him this year,
Yeah.
like and the way he shit talks Brady after every like bad game that Brady has. And then he goes out there and plays man to man against Tyreek Hill the whole game with I don't even know who their good corners are. Like,
yeah,
that was so dumb.
I think it'll be interesting the rest of the way because I think Tampa Bay, they play Tampa Bay, Denver, Miami, New Orleans, Atlanta, and then the Chargers. That's who their schedule is left. And I think, I mean, they might not even play them in Atlanta in the Chargers game because they'll have that wrapped up.
True.
Or he won't play
Atlanta. Atlanta's going to play spoiler.
I think so too.
Like, ever since that head coach is gone, they've looked like a completely different team. Even with like freaking backup third string practice squad defenders. Yeah. I mean, they made the Raiders look so uncomfortable this weekend. And honestly, they beat I know the Panthers aren't some studly team this year, but I mean, the Panthers are a solid team. And they beat them. I mean, they've got some good wins under their belt. I'm actually picking them to beat the Saints this week because freaking what's his name completing like 4 passes or whatever. I know that works against the quarterbackless Broncos, but what's his name, Taysom Hill or whatever.
Yeah,
if he can't play quarterback, then the Falcons are going to win.
Yeah, because they'll score too many points.
Yeah,
I mean they'll just score.
What was it in that? I mean, I know the Broncos were playing like a practice squad wide receiver at quarterback, but I think that game had like freaking 10 completions total or something.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and Denver's defense is no slouch, but Atlanta has been a totally different team last half of the season. I have them for the upset too.
Yeah.
So I was reading somewhere that they're like a top 10 team on third down defensively.
Who?
Really?
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Yeah. So I mean, unless the team doesn't need third down.
Well, to be honest, if you think about what like the way we all probably would have judged Atlanta at the beginning of the year, like we didn't think they were the worst defense in the league. We didn't think that they were going to be this 0-5 team or whatever they started. So maybe just one getting some, this COVID season, getting some games under your belt, getting that head coach. Maybe it was time to move on.
Right.
I just think they just look like a different team right now.
We're Scooter. Yeah. We're sitting here praising the Atlanta Falcons. I mean,
I know. He's up. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, other games that went on, we had let's see, Giants over the Bengals, okay, 19-17 without a quarterback. So no. Patriots beat the Cardinals, that's a surprise one. Dolphins beating the Jets really badly, that's not a surprise. Falcons and beating the Raiders so badly. By only 6 points for the Raiders. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah, Mark, your Raiders looked really bad.
Really bad.
Really bad. In a matchup where they really shouldn't have.
Yeah, the weirdest part, just real quick, was like the after game presser, like Derek Carr was saying, yeah, we had a shitty week of practice. You guys hear that? He was talking about, we were I mean, they had such a hangover from that really tough loss in Kansas City.
Yeah.
That was a great game with Kansas City and the Raiders. Right?
Yeah, it was.
It was great. And for whatever reason, there was a huge letdown because you have players that just played like complete shit against the Falcons. You know, Darren Waller couldn't block. I mean, he was missing blocks left and right. Josh Jacobs, what happened to him? He was missing holes. He was getting penalties. He was doing. It was totally off. And then Derek Carr, for whatever reason, he laid an egg. But
especially against the Falcons, that's my thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Definitely.
So it's almost like they just expected to win or something, or didn't practice. And you guys hear that one thing that all teams are doing now is they're not letting anybody in till Wednesday. So there's no more Monday, Tuesday practices. They can't start till today. So they have to do everything by Zoom, right?
Mhm.
All their stuff is done by Zoom at home until Wednesday. So that's kind of weird. It's kind of hard to practice.
Yeah, but every
Steelers
team
were playing today.
that's true. They're
They got a full pad practice today.
Yeah.
that's right.
Against the top team in their division. Little inter squad.
Yeah, that was a pretty good scrimmage game.
Yeah. All right, good game, guys. Woo.
All right, y'all ready for the game tomorrow? No, I'm just kidding. No, but everybody's faced with that. I mean, it's not like just one team. Definitely. I mean, there's been a lot of players this year that haven't even practiced and came in and played the game, like Ben that one week, and there's been a couple. There's been a couple that way. So, how about Minnesota beating my Panthers though? By 1 point.
I didn't like that at all.
That sucked.
That was that especially like if you watched that whole game as a Panthers fan, I feel like y'all just like bled out. Like y'all were up 3 scores or something, and then just slowly they just kept chipping away, and then
let them come.
God, that Sly guy, that kicker for y'all. I mean, he can make it from 70 yards, but he just needs to be more consistent. I feel like he
can't kick an extra point.
Yeah, like he's always blowing something.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
But one thing I will say,
though.
At the end of the day, I'd be pretty happy with what this new head coach has done with this team. I mean,
yeah.
What do y'all have? 4 wins, 5 wins? Like, I don't even know that I would have predicted that the Panthers were going to win 5 games in the whole season.
Yeah, I think it's 4. Yeah, 4-8.
4-8.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, if you end 4-12, then that's pretty bad. But
But can compete with anybody, though,
Yeah, they're not going. Like the Panthers just don't really go and get blown out. They're without a whole lot of talent. And I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, at best, above average quarterback. Like,
I just don't think he's the answer though to help us. I tell you what, somewhere where we're slacking is losing Kuechly and that stuff. That's a big deal for us.
Yeah, the run defense, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. I mean, we just don't have. We can't compete. Yeah. So when you can't do that, then it's like, oh.
Well, that's why I mean, what happened to the 12 linebackers you drafted after Kuechly? Where'd they all go?
They're all on other teams.
They had the best linebacker in the league and drafted a linebacker in the first round for like 5 straight drafts. And now Kuechly's gone. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm going to bail too.
And we didn't this last one. This last one, I think we got a O tackle or something like that or whatever. I don't know, whatever. But it's just crazy.
Hey, Jimmy had 2 touchdowns sitting on Chipper's bench.
Yes, he did.
Oh, I know. Chin.
Oh, yeah. It's back-to-back plays, wasn't it?
It's something like that. It was back-to-back drive. Yeah.
Yeah, this Chen guy's amazing.
Isn't he?
Well, he was just in the right place at the right time is what it was.
So far this year, he's done incredibly well. I mean, for being a second-round pick that I had no idea who he was, and I thought our secondary was terrible, but our secondary's been like pretty good, and then he's been a big contributor to that.
One of those Louisiana.
Yeah.
How about the Niners beating the Rams though? That's a surprise, right?
Yep.
They're gonna sneak in the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
You know what that was though? I think that is just kind of like that is the Shanahan versus McVay. I think Shanahan just has his number.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think he's beaten him like every time for the past 3 years now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you might be right.
I think it's kind of a trap. Like, the 49ers play the Bills, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, ooh, I might pick them. Like, they had a good week. And I was like, you know what? I'm not sold that the 49ers are back. I think the 49ers can beat the Rams.
Yeah, it's a division game, all that stuff. Yeah, I think it's just a psychological thing more than anything else. And the Saints pretty much beat the Broncos. Kansas City Chiefs and Tampa Bay was a really close game. I mean, 3 points. That's a close game to play the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay's no slouch.
That was one of those weird ones. Like, it never felt close.
Yeah,
until like maybe like the last like when Brady went down there and scored to make it 27-24, and there's a couple minutes left. So like you have to get the onside kick, and then when they don't, there was still a chance, but then Mahomes just made him look silly. I think he had
whenever Mahomes has the ball in his hand. I mean, you just sit there. You're not even nervous, right?
Yeah.
You're like, he's going to score.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like that last drive, I mean, I think the Patriots
had
2 timeouts. I think they even had the 2-minute warning early in that drive.
And
where most teams just run the ball to make you use your timeout.
He'd throw it.
He did. He threw it once.
Or he ran it.
Risky. He dropped back. Yeah. And then he just scrambled for 8 yards. It's like, damn it. Like, that's not like we can't run a defense for that. Like, that doesn't make sense. That was a weird one because it was a 3-point game, but it just never felt like a 3-point game.
Then a division game, Packers-Bears. Sure. Packers-Bears, 41-25. That was a big scoring game.
Yep. Bears.
Good for Trubinsky to get 25 points. How about that?
Yeah,
against our backups, I'm proud of him.
Backups.
I hope he stays their starting quarterback. Foles can go to another team. Turn it back over to Trubisky. The Packers will win the division for as long as he's in the NFL.
Foles just going to follow Patrick around. He's just going to go.
Yeah.
Team of the year.
And then Seattle and Eagles, that was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I can honestly say that. I mean, 6-point difference, 23-17, that's a big deal.
That was a terrible game to watch. That was
horrible. It was terrible.
To be honest, Philadelphia is just kind of bad. Wentz is having such an off year. And then Seattle, if Russell Wilson is not going God mode, they're not that good of a team.
Yeah.
He has to be MVP caliber for them to look any.
Yeah, it's almost like they expect him to carry them year after year,
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, ever since the Legion of Boom left, it's been all on Russell.
But it's amazing how he was like, okay, I'll carry you.
Yeah.
I'm up for the task. But
alrighty, so that's the recap of the week. Here, you know what point we're at, right? This is the 12th game of the week, so we're going to see if anybody wants to swap. Yeah, 3 quarters. So we got to see if anybody's going to swap. So let's see what we got here. Chipper, you have the Bills. Scooter has the Bills. Tom has the Bills. I actually switched to the Bills, and Mark picked the Bills. And Steven, you got the Dolphins still. You still going to stick with those Dolphins?
We're going to ride out. I feel less and less confident each week at this point, but
it can still happen.
It's the Dolphins or bust.
It can happen.
All right, so everybody's staying the same on that one. That's funny. All right, so we have let's see. Chipper is with the Browns. Okay. And no, I'm just kidding. Chipper's with the Steelers. Steven's with the Steelers.
That switch.
I'm kidding.
If you would have said Bengals, then maybe.
Right.
The Browns, though, are 8-3. That's my biggest team surprise.
Yeah, I know, no doubt.
The Browns are.
I'd like to go look at
that
those.
Makes me want to throw up.
I'd like to go look at those 8 wins. I don't think that's do they have a good win in there?
I don't know. They're in a hard division.
But I don't think they've played either of those teams, or they've lost to them.
They played Baltimore, Cincinnati, Washington, Dallas, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Las Vegas, Houston, and Philadelphia. That's who they played.
So who are their losses? The three.
I don't
teams?
know that. I didn't look at that, so I don't know. I mean,
I bet it's
Indianapolis,
Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, and the Ravens. So the three good teams they played, they lost to.
Yeah.
But I mean,
or
they didn't play the Ravens.
They did. I think they split. I think they played them both times already.
Cleveland lost to the Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah. So we have everybody has the Steelers except for I have the Ravens, but I think I'm gonna lose that.
Did you see the NFL matinee game today?
Yeah. Yeah, it pretty much seals it for the Steelers. I mean, obviously not like mathematically because they could go and lose the rest of their games, but
right.
Having the 2 wins over the Ravens now, I mean, that's pretty much that conference is probably pretty much that conference, the division's pretty much locked up.
Yeah, I was at work, so obviously RG3 didn't play that well.
He didn't. Then he faked an injury so that he wouldn't be embarrassed anymore, and they put third straight guy.
Really?
It was a pretty ugly game overall. I mean, not that that's unexpected after getting pushed back every day for the past 5 days, but
yeah,
it was a lot closer than it should have been if Deontay Johnson didn't drop those 3 passes that I needed him to catch. No, seriously, it would have been a totally different game if Ebron dropped 2 and Deontay dropped 2, and it's like, come on.
Yeah, because it wasn't that big of a spread on the score.
So in the next one, Chipper has the Titans, and Steven and Scooter have the Colts.
Yeah, I like the Colts in that one. I like Phillip Rivers
Titans
to outgun Texas.
All of us have the Chiefs. Nobody changed anything there, huh?
Well, I mean, against the Broncos and
Raiders and Chargers,
nothing to see here.
Mark, now your time to switch to the Raiders.
Nope. I even picked the Jets this week, guys.
There you go. All right, so let's see here. We have this one's interesting. I want to see if anybody switches over. So Chipper has the Washington football team.
Okay, they're second.
Steven has the Eagles, and then everybody else has the Eagles.
Yeah,
I don't know on that one. The Giants right now are winning the division, so.
Yeah, but they don't have their quarterback for a couple of weeks anyhow.
Do any of them have their quarterback?
Apparently you don't need one. Apparently you don't need one.
The only one left. So let's ride the only starter left in the division.
Oh, Wentz is. You're right.
Yeah, he's the only one that has a starter.
But Washington's third string is the best quarterback on the team. So
that's true.
I'm sticking with Washington.
I would.
Yeah.
They looked really good last week, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they
Put
did.
up 170 points.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera will get that defense route around too, so he'll do some stuff with that.
Can I switch? I want to switch to the Redskins.
Yeah, I want you to switch. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Mark goes to W3.
The WTF.
WTF. The Washington football team. WTF. Washington team football. That's WTF.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
WTF is their name.
Yeah, they are looking good, and you know.
All right.
It's not WFT.
Wentz is gonna
Washington
bounce
football
back.
team.
It's supposed to be.
Are you sticking with the Eagles?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it.
Really? Okay. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
I don't like
Steven's sticking with the Eagles. All right, Steven.
I actually kind of wanted to switch to the Giants because I liked the way they were playing those like tight games, but yeah, without Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley,
Yeah.
I don't know. But not that the Eagles give me any sort of confidence when watching them play, but
I was shocked Okay, so we had two Cowboys people. Chipper and Steven both went for the Cowboys at the beginning of the season, the first choice, and everybody else had the Eagles. And we're pretty much all sticking with the Eagles, except for Mark switching now to Washington. And Mark, you weren't here for the first week or whatever. I think Scooter or no, Tom, you didn't get here till the second time anyway, too. And Chipper's stuck with Washington since the second week. So
I think that you guys are probably right, but I'm not going to change just because
you want to see this.
Yeah, I'll stick with the Eagles. It could go anywhere.
Yeah,
that's true. They're going to have
honestly, even though the Cowboys were playing horrible, even with Dak there, I would have rode the Cowboys this whole time had they had Dak.
Agreed.
Had the edge, right? Yeah.
I'm trying to find the best quarterback in the division. I can't at this point. So I guess Carson is still technically the best.
The winner will probably
purely off defense. Washington's defense is the best out of
the winner will probably have a 5-11 record. They'll have a home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs, and then they're going to get second pick of the draft, possibly too, depending on who it is.
To be honest,
Washington's defense, you think, is the best
out of all those four? Yeah.
Philly's defense showed up last week. They look good, actually.
Yeah, I mean Philly's got a good defense too. I think
I love having them as in my fantasy league.
Yeah,
they've done pretty well for me. Yeah, all around.
The middle of the road too.
It might also be because of what I expected from Washington and how freaking good they've been, their defense has been compared to what I thought they would have been.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I'm a little bit more on Washington.
Good point.
And Dad, it's hard to call it home field advantage when none of them have a winning record at home. So it doesn't matter where they play; they're pretty bad.
Good point.
They're hoping for a bubble with a neutral field because it doesn't matter. What's that?
You guys like Antonio Gibson? I like him.
Yeah,
I liked him last week because he's on my fantasy team. I like
not a lot of run defenses as poor as the freaking Lions, so I don't know that that's going to be like a consistent thing. But he actually has been a pretty darn good pickup this year. I mean,
yeah.
Was he the starter from week 1?
Well, not technically, yeah, but he hadn't started getting like a full workload until week 5 or so.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, I mean, definitely a good fantasy pick. I mean.
I didn't draft him. I don't know who drafted him. I think I got him off waivers. I think Jenny dropped him, actually.
Probably.
So in the next division, we have Chipper with the Bears and Mark with the Bears. Everybody else has the Packers.
Tried to warn y'all.
Yeah.
I try to warn everybody.
It would be unfair to switch because I deserve to lose. I should have known Aaron Rodgers. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
You can switch. It's week 3. You can switch if you want to.
You can switch it, but put an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, I mean, I have to switch too. I mean,
yeah,
I hear you.
The Packers. But,
there was never actually really any doubt the Packers would win that division. It was just a for fun pick.
Well, actually, you changed it middle of the way. Last time you changed it, you actually started out with the Packers, then went to it, and then went back to the. You're just going to see a big flip flop on Chippers on that whole division right there. We'll find out at the end how we all pan out here. The next one, let's see, Chipper, Steven, and Tom all took the Saints. I am the only one to take the Buccaneers, and no, I'm not. I'm sorry. Scooter and I took the Buccaneers, and who is that team? Why is that team? Oh, Tampa Bay. Never mind. I said that wrong. Yeah. Okay. So 4 of us have the Bucs. Okay, that's what it is. Steven switched to Tampa Bay from the Saints. And Scooter switched to the Tampa Bay
from Atlanta.
I switched to Tampa Bay from the Panthers. I had the Panthers, of course. Thought of the year. thought at the beginning of the year they were going to do good with Christian and everything, but anyway. And then Mark has Tampa. So we had. That's weird.
So I'll win that pick.
As long as Taysom Hill is still quarterback for the Saints, I will pick the Bucs. I'll stick.
You're gonna stay. You're gonna stay with the Bucs.
That's not a good quarterback at all.
He's not, but they'll still.
And I understand them showing love. He's been there longer, blah, blah, blah. But you have an insanely talented backup just sitting there waiting to play quarterback, and you're letting Taysom Hill go complete 4 passes a game. But to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, but he's 2-0.
He is.
True. He beat a 4th-string practice squad wide receiver last week. But
for Alvin Kamara's sake, I'd much rather see Jameis Winston.
Yes, Alvin Kamara can't do anything, especially because they run like that wildcat with Taysom, but he like never hands the damn ball off.
He had 2 freaking
keeps it every fucking time.
2 targets.
Yeah. Well, the guy can't throw. I mean, you would think he'd be able to throw like to the backfield, but
so Breeze couldn't run, and Kamara was his legs. This kid can't throw, so yeah.
I know Jameis throws the other team too much. I get it, but if you want to be like granted, I think they're probably just biding their time till Breeze gets back. They're showing Taysom Hill some love. He's been on the team. He's a good guy. He's a locker room guy.
Yeah,
and hand the ball back to Breeze.
Yeah, and
is he got starting quarterback for the future? Probably not.
Got the record to do it. You know?
I mean, I don't know if you're a Saints fan. I think you hope not. If you're a Panthers and Falcons fan, you're probably like, yeah, I will take Taysom Hill as the starting quarterback for the Saints for the next 10 years,
I don't know.
Please.
I don't know. He blew our doors off already.
So
we got to do it again on Sunday.
So next week, would you start Kamara at Denver, or would you go Mostert at the Rams? They're both tough matchups.
I think you have to go Kamara. That one's gonna hurt if he goes on, pops off for 40, like Kamara can do. That's gonna hurt.
I really am thinking about benching him though.
If Mustard fucking does well, I mean, whatever. You misplayed it, but
you're right.
Sometimes it's nice having those Kamaras, those Devontae Adams, because like I don't look at his matchup.
Right.
I just put Devontae Adams in, like he will always be in.
Kamara sucked 2 weeks in a row though. I didn't have him stop, but 10 points.
Yeah, I don't know. I would probably sit him. I'd go with Mostert. Yeah.
You play with Mostert?
Yeah.
Has he been doing well?
He just got back.
He's been injured he's one of the 15, 16, 18 people that have been injured
the Rams,
on San Francisco.
They're good against the pass. They're not good against the run.
Too.
They're just good.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
I figured Aaron Donald is a whole lot easy on offenses.
Yeah.
He's scared.
We couldn't run our pass because he took the ball from our center as he snapped it.
All right, last division. We have
the most fun one.
Yeah, it is the most fun one. It's kind of funny because 4 of us had the 49ers from the get-go. Mark has had Seahawks, and Scooter has had the Cardinals. But us 4 had the 49ers, and then we switched over. Chipper went to the Cardinals. Steven went to the Seahawks. I went to the Seahawks, and Tom went to the Seahawks. I mean, yeah, that's right. Tom went to the Seahawks, and I did. Everybody want to stay with what they got?
To be fair, that made it sound like we jumped ship, but we really had no choice when they had like 95 injured reserve players.
And that
I didn't give up on them, like it wasn't like a change of heart. It was like, well, they can't field a roster, so
they're only 3 games back.
Right now, that division could go anywhere.
It really
could.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch back to the 49ers.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's funny.
For as good as all those teams can be, that is the most inconsistent 4 teams maybe in the league.
Yeah,
you're right. That's true. Chipper sees everybody coming back. Everybody's coming back. Shit, I'm gonna take them. All right, so he's back on the 49ers.
come back in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I was actually thinking about going to the Rams because
Yeah, the Rams defense. Yeah, for sure.
They're only 2 years out of the Super Bowl, right? Wasn't it 2 years ago when they went, or 3?
Yeah.
And they don't look bad. Their defense is great. So
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that the Arizona's defense was really exposed that the other day when, or a couple of weeks ago, when Peterson just got torched.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He's like one of the best cornerbacks, and he just got poor guy. I felt bad.
he hadn't been any good for 2 years.
Really? Okay. Well, he used to be.
He's still pretty good. He's not really fantasy good, but he's still pretty solid.
Bosa had a good game though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, on my bench. I thought when my starting team got a pick 6 that was going to be the best possible play, and then he went and got 40 fantasy points on my bench. I was like, oh, okay, word.
When you get that at your DN, that's an edge.
Yes.
That's a free 30 right there.
I still can't get over leaving 39 points on my bench with a linebacker. I would have won.
Welcome to fantasy football.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right, biggest surprise player, biggest letdown player. Who we got this week as far as an individual player? Surprise or letdown? What you got?
I mean, Kirk doesn't surprise me, but freaking Tyreek.
Oh,
that's nice.
He was so good.
200 yards in the first quarter, isn't that what it was?
Like the most ever or something. I was just crazy.
Yeah, 200.
I mean, once again, I don't know why you're playing man-to-man with no help on Tyreek Hill, but
3-man to 1-man. Put 3 on.
Just put a safety way over top. I mean, if he wants to beat you on little, in routes and stops, I mean, so be it. But God, just let him get behind the defense, and then you got someone like Mahomes that literally could probably throw it 80 yards, good Lord.
And that's a career game for him, man.
Totally. Yeah, they should do like that cone defense, which is like it's kind of like a, it's kind of like a zone, like you're man to man with the one guy, but you definitely have to have some help with Tyreek. I mean, there's just no way. I don't care. Even Jalen Ramsey,
Timothy Park out there says, should I trade Michael Thomas for DeAndre Swift straight up? It's a PPR league.
Wow.
Yeah, so that goes back to what we were talking about before, is who's going to be the quarterback, right?
Yeah, what is the deal with Breeze? Does anybody know?
He's out till week 15 at least.
But is he coming?
No, well, he's eligible to come back off the IR, right?
He's eligible, but they're saying
he won't. He won't. Yeah.
So week 15 would mean you have to get to probably your final 2 weeks of your fantasy season.
So what's going on with Swift too? He's coming back, I guess. He came back.
Yeah, he's coming back. The only problem with Swift is I feel like they won't just take Adrian Peterson out of the freaking line. Like, they won't just turn the ball over to Swift. And I feel like the Lions as an organization, didn't they just fire their coach and their GM? Like, I feel like they're crumbling. That's always a little weird to have those guys. But, I mean, maybe once again, maybe it's like the Falcons thing where you just start playing better. That coach was a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it was fair to fire that coach, first of all, in my opinion. But
rest of the season, I'd rather have Thomas.
And then I guess it also depends with all of these scenarios is like, who else do you have? Like, are you stacked more at wide receiver or are you stacked more at running back?
If you can afford to get rid of Thomas, you're probably pretty strong at wide receiver. And if Swift, I don't think is going to get a locked in top 10 for the rest of the season. Do you?
The only thing with just by name value, you got to be able to get more than DeAndre Swift.
Right.
So what I would say is with Breeze likely out till week 15 and Swift, something I read about the Lions is they're going to try to pick up their tempo here in these upcoming weeks. And so if that's true, that just means more carries, more targets. I mean, I feel like Swift's got a lot more upside here. Unless you need somebody this week, then well, no, even if you need somebody this week, Swift's still better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You're right, Steven. I think that you could probably get more than Swift. You could probably get Gibson. Right?
Yeah, that's the name I was about to say. You probably get Antonio. I guess it's someone like that actually is like solidifies the number one back. I mean, once again, I love Swift. I was talking about him 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but he hasn't done it yet. You know,
he's going to bust out. He's going to break
great.
out.
Maybe it was that coach that was holding him. I mean, who knows? But
I'd try to get more.
Yeah.
You know,
Michael Thomas did really well last week, though, even with Taysom Hill.
He's done okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's still.
No, I don't think anybody did anything this week because the Saints didn't have an offense because they didn't need it. But I think it's the Falcons. I think Michael Thomas had 10 catches, didn't he? I thought it was.
He had 9 for 104.
Yeah, so that even with Taysom Hill, if he's going to get 9 for 100. No, that was Taysom's first start.
Oh, okay.
I would not do that. To get more.
Yeah, I'm okay with shipping Michael Thomas, but I'd try to get a better running back. Whether he is low on Thomas is no one will. Then honestly, then you just keep him. If you can't trade him for name value at this point, then I think you just ride out with Michael Thomas. Unless you're starting a terrible running back every week. I don't know what running backs you're starting, but
I have to say my biggest surprise this week, seriously, and I watched some of this. 7 tackles solos, 1 assist, 6 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, 1 pass defend, and 1 fumble recovery. That's Bosa. I mean, seriously, from a D end, that just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That's my.
Well, he's done that every week, right? He's hit or miss.
Yeah, he's
been injured. This year, actually, he is pretty darn hit or miss. But once again, I mean, I don't care who you are. That's an insane week.
So he said, yeah, the problem is everyone in my league is low on Thomas and nobody is willing to buy him. And yeah, I have Sanders and McKissick. It's horrible.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Sanders.
I might go for. I mean, once again, who are you plugging in for Michael Thomas? Because I wouldn't want to be starting Sanders and McKissick week after week.
Yeah, not
Sanders maybe because Sanders should be good. That Eagles.
You're probably not going to see a lot of McKissick anymore. I mean, you'll have those games where he's on every third down.
He's on the 49ers?
No, McKissick's the Antonio Brown third down back, the Washington.
Oh, Washington. Yeah. Apparently he does catch a lot of passes, but yeah.
He did until last week, so I don't know. Maybe that's the guy you need to try to shop because his numbers still look good, right?
Yeah. I have Hawkins, Landry, Chark, and Myers. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, if you've shopped around, I mean, and that's the best you can get is DeAndre Swift. And maybe, you might need to make a move at running back, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think you can start him every week. I think you can play matchups or if Antonio Gibson is out for a week or something, but I'd be okay with that.
What about any letdown or anything like that? Anybody got anything there?
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, we've talked about everything though.
Well, I was just reading.
And what's his name?
Yeah.
I was surprised with both Goff and Carr, both of them. I thought they would do much better, both of them this week. I don't know.
I think Russell Wilson's my letdown.
Yeah,
we already kind of talked about that, how bad they played, but I mean, he did terrible for Russell Wilson status.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Carr's a
good. Awful shit the bet on you though. He just will.
Yeah, that happens.
Games where he just goes to shit.
Yeah,
where he's awful.
Well, okay, but he doesn't have Will Fuller in, right?
Oh, he doesn't anymore.
That's a disappointment. So Will Fuller is out for how many weeks for a PED?
He's done.
I think he's done. Yeah. You can't do that and still have a job. Let's see. You said Timothy Parks says I have
Russell Wilson.
That's true. He says, I have Hopkins, Landry, Chark, and Myers as my wide receiver outside of Thomas.
Yeah, see, he's strong at wide receiver. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you only start 3 of them. Maybe that Myers is like a flex.
Yeah.
But if you only start 3, I mean, Hopkins, Landry, Chark, I'm okay with starting that every week.
Yeah. Yep, he needs a running back. I don't know. I try to get Morton Swift still. I'd be okay with it, but I'd still try to get Morton Swift.
It could end up being a steal, though, because I really think that Swift is super talented on a bad team that should just be trying to get him the ball as much as possible. They haven't done that yet, so, I mean, I can't say that they will, but maybe the head coach change, maybe just kind of their season's lost. Let's see what our rookie can do. I don't know. If you want to put your eggs in that basket, it might work out. Because, I mean, I think, well, he was out last week did he have COVID? I don't remember why he was out. But the week before, I think he got like 15 or so fantasy points, right?
Swift?
Yeah.
He's with Detroit, right?
Yeah, Swift did well lately whenever he wasn't hurt.
That's your man crush, isn't it, Chip? I'm surprised.
No, that's Stevens.
Oh,
Once he when I started really man crushing when they finally turned the ball over to him, and one game they just utilized the shit out of him, and he popped off like 25 fantasy points, blah blah blah. So I was like, oh, that's the moment. That's what they needed. Now they can let Adrian Peterson ride the bench and go, and then the next week they split carries. And it's like, damn it.
Biggest team surprise. What we got? Anybody got a team surprise? I think we kind of went over that too, right?
I mean, Chicago's defense. Like, I mean, yes, it's the Packers, but I mean, I've never seen – because I think Chicago's defense is pretty good, but they literally did absolutely nothing.
I think they're tired. Like, not even like in game, they're just tired. Like, Khalil Mack's having a somewhat off year for like Khalil Mack standards, and just I mean, think about running out there. I mean, you know how it was when we ran out that Riverside offense. Like, it's kind of demoralizing before the game starts.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, true.
They found out Trubisky was back. He's like, oh god. It's like, all right, whatever.
I mean, what they have, they had 2 fantasy points. I mean, I don't care, like, you know,
that's
like
true. That's
how
bad.
Like, you know, there's been games where teams have gotten obliterated, but a defense to like do that bad for a defense that I claim to be pretty good.
Did they really end up with 2 fantasy points?
2. Like, they literally had a tackle for loss. That was it.
Oh shit!
They had nothing else.
Wow.
So I think that's got to be a biggest team surprise for me.
Yeah.
Mine for opposite reasons, and I'm talking both defenses too, is both Washington and Atlanta actually had amazing defensive efforts this last week.
Gibson.
I was surprised. I was just shocked.
I was too. It's like,
well,
wow.
After me and Tom were talking about Washington and Philly's defense, I went and looked it up, and Washington's got the number 7 defense in the NFL. So I mean, they've got a good defense. Yeah,
I didn't realize that. But Atlanta to play defense where they did it against the Raiders? I mean, come on. I just that shocked me to hold them to 6 points and do what they did.
I also was it an Atlanta defense or just a Raiders meltdown? I mean,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think the Raiders walked under a ladder and broke a mirror.
Yeah,
and had a black cat walk out in front of the team bus or something.
Yeah.
Like they were played so bad. Like Mark was talking about earlier. I mean, no one could block. People were dropping things. Like, I mean, the running back didn't have like, I don't know. That was, I mean, props to the Falcons. I had them as my biggest team surprise as well. Because I mean, even when a team is playing bad, you still have to go out there and put up 43 points.
Right.
But good Lord, I don't know what the Raiders were doing. Haven't they had a couple of those games now where Carr and the rest of them just
a comedy of errors. Comedy of errors. And, you know, and this is a team, they have a pretty decent offense. I mean, a very good offense, but a pretty decent defense, too. They beat, you know, Kansas City's only loss.
True.
So, kind of, that was my big surprise, too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm sure you watched that game. Hey, when you were gone, Scoot, we all picked Atlanta. We all were like singing their praises. We got them for the upset next week against Orleans.
All right.
You had to go take a dump or something wherever you.
Oh, when I was no, Teresa called.
There you
go. Sorry about that. But cool, I missed that. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. There's not very often that happens. So
I know, right?
we'll take it. We'll take it.
Most improved player, somebody that you noticed this week. Anybody got anything?
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk, yeah.
Kirk Cousins, eh? Okay.
Good point.
He's a millionaire and he earned it. Played good.
Yeah, he did.
But Kirk kind of has a history like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember when he was with Washington? He was stringing together.
What's his famous quote where he yelled at
You like
reporter?
that?
Yeah, he like that. That's what he did. He pulled one of those this week. He's like, well, okay, buddy. Yeah, you had a good week. Calm down.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember the last time I told you so moment, so we can pass by that. I guess we need to come up with a mark my words for this next week. Okay. That's going to be interesting to see. Because I think who was it was just saying, was that you, Chipper, said that the games are just not going to be that great or whatever?
That was
somebody
me.
said that.
Tom.
Yeah,
Tom said that.
Mark my words, it's going to be the lowest scoring week of the year.
Yeah. You don't think on Monday night the Cowboys and Ravens?
See what I'm saying?
I'm just kidding. That's true. We can go through the picks first, and then we'll do my mark my words. How about that? Let's just do that. We'll go through the picks. All right. So, out of Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins, everybody took Miami Dolphins. Kind of not a surprise when you don't have a quarterback in that position. Detroit Lions against the Bears. Everybody says that one too. The Bears. I mean, the same thing. They don't have a coach anymore, so I get that. Okay.
It's going to be.
So now we got. Here, this one's interesting. We got a split here on the New Orleans Falcons game. So we have Steven, Tom, and Scooter all with the Falcons. Everybody else took the Saints.
Split.
Way to go, Thomas Steven.
We kind of talked about it a little bit, but I mean,
I think it'll be a good game.
The strongest one. I do think it'll be a good one. And then I don't know what an opportunity. The Falcons are hot. You get to play spoiler this year. I mean, I know you're having a down year, but you get to play spoiler for the bullies of the league.
Yeah.
Or the
Scooter's a homer.
Yeah. Now listen. Now they have some film to watch on this guy, right?
Kinda.
True.
He threw it. He can't complete a pass. I mean, I guess that's the film.
they can at least hone in on that.
Okay,
like,
guys.
all right, so leave everybody open and just let him pass, and we'll get the ball back.
We'll adjust. It's going to be at home. I know there's a home field advantage, but when you're a dome team, weather is a factor. So, yeah,
They're both dome teams, so
they're both dome teams. Good, you're right.
That'll probably be the highest scoring game of the week.
You think?
Maybe.
So how about the?
Could be a shootout.
Yeah. It could be. Yeah, that's true. How about the 1-10 Jaguars versus the 5-6 Minnesota Vikings? Everybody took the Vikings.
Game.
Don't need to say much.
I'll be honest. Jacksonville loses in style. Like, I mean, I'm not saying they play great games, but like they play close pretty much every game. They don't like get obliterated like the Jets. Like the Jets get obliterated every game. But like Jacksonville loses every game, but they like play every team close.
Kind of like the Falcons.
No, the Falcons.
No, but you make a good point.
I almost picked the Jags. Just once again, I mean, the Vikings, they're just so inconsistent. I mean, if Kirk Cousins does normal Kirk Cousins, then the Jags very easily could win this game.
Yeah.
Could be.
I mean, I probably still, I think Minnesota still will win. But like I said, I mean, I think Jacksonville probably will lose by 2, typical every week type stuff.
Typical. Yeah.
Probably it will be low. Probably the best as far as record goes, because they have an equal record, is the next game, the Cleveland Browns against the Tennessee Titans. And everybody took the Titans. Nobody trusts the Cleveland Browns.
Here's another thing that I was looking up after we were talking about Cleveland. Out of every team that has a winning record in the NFL, They are the only ones that have a negative point spread, and it's like a negative 100 point spread or something like that.
Wow.
And they're 8-3, so they're not even like close to being 500 or below. But yet they're the only team with a negative point spread out of
Wow.
everybody that has a winning record.
That's hard to do.
Man.
Yeah, so I think it's like the biggest fluke I've ever seen. And like Steven said, like, I mean, the only good teams they've played, they have lost to. The Raiders, the Steelers, and the Ravens. Other than that, I mean, I guess the Colts are pretty good too. They beat them. But beyond that, like, and
Colts
then
lost
they
to the
got
Jags,
Tennessee,
too, though.
Ravens, and Steelers, I think, like, back-to-back weeks, like all three these next weeks or something like that. I think they're just going to lose all three.
Yeah.
What's interesting, though, Chipper, in my opinion, Tennessee has the same week schedule. I mean, they played Denver, Jacksonville, Minnesota. Buffalo was tough. Houston, Pittsburgh, tough. Cincinnati, Chicago, Indianapolis, and Baltimore. So
They beat good teams too.
Yeah, but they've got some of those good wins.
right.
That's going to be.
And also, I mean, if you just look at like their numbers, like it's not like flukes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're
So-
a Browns fan, are you happy that they're 8-3?
You're happy because it's the first time in 40 years that they've
I
had
know, but that means like it's going to be like the Andy Dalton thing in Cincinnati,
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
he stays there
yeah.
for 15 years because he makes
Yeah.
the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
But he was never. I mean, other than like what 2 regular seasons, he was actually pretty darn good.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like, because if Baker would have he is really bad this year, and if they were just losing these games, then you can just comfortably move on from Baker and kind of start with another quarterback a try.
I get what you're saying. So are they?
But now it's like they're not good, but
right.
Baker is solidifying himself as the starting quarterback, and that is a scary thing if I'm a Browns fan.
Right.
All right. Well, out of his last 6 games, I tell you what, I would say they're a good team if they can beat Tennessee, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh in those last 6 games. I will say yes, they are a good team. If they win those 3 games, then I will say, you know what? I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Yes, you're good enough. But I just don't think they will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like,
I know.
They've just like lost to every
But
good team they've played.
if they did, then I would say yes.
Right.
But otherwise, I don't think you can. I just don't.
I
think
use my mark my words for that game because I think Derrick Henry's he's going to expose what the Browns really are.
Well, you know what? He does that for any team. He plays. So that doesn't really.
True, but
No, I hear you. All right, next game, Mark. Really? You're the only one.
Last
Mark.
year, whoever makes these
Mark.
schedules up, last year, just
Mark.
check it out. Last
It's
year,
the Raiders. It's the Raiders and the Jets.
I know.
Everybody takes the Raiders except Mark takes the Jets. Okay,
Jets are going to get their first win against your team, Mark.
let's hear what he says.
No, because I think the same thing happened last year. 6-4. They go to the Jets thinking they're all that. They go 1-5 after that and just tank.
Wow.
I think it's likely that they're going to lose half the rest of their games.
So kind of like this week was indicative of how the Raiders can.
Well, how bad they can be, yeah. This week they were so good, right? But they had, it exposed so many things. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's just mental. It's exposed some big weaknesses on the offensive line. Guys that you think would be a great blocker, but they're not, and just some real big defensive problems. And some injuries, at cornerback now. I don't know. I think they should. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I'd love to be wrong.
yeah.
I hope they show up and play. But
You're going to be wrong.
I really do. It's a good
I was going to say
Reverse psychology.
I like that analysis. Other
Right.
than this is probably the worst NFL team we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like honestly, the Raiders could go do all those things you said. Like they could do exactly what they did last week, and I think they will win by 2 scores.
Yeah.
I just don't think these Jets. And I know that who the Jets play. Oh, the Steelers, right? Oh no, that was the Cowboys that played the Steelers close.
Yeah.
The Jets did play someone close, but the Bills. But the Bills were never going to lose that game.
It's obvious they're tanking for Trevor.
I mean, plus they say that teams never tank, but the Jets legitimately could be tanking.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the players are tanking, right? Like, I don't think the players are going out there saying, I don't want to win this game. I want to get Trevor on my team.
They haven't.
When the GM is like, here's your starting lineup, the guys are like, oh, that's going to be rough. Like, holy shit. Like,
so you're saying it's like the front office is tanking, but not the guy. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because I mean they're athletes. They compete. That's what they do. But
a lot of them are going to be free agents, so they're auditioning.
Sure.
I don't know. Have you seen a Jets game? I don't think they do.
They will literally be free agents.
Yeah.
Nothing to trade.
I don't know. Let's see. Raiders are
I'm kidding. But we'll see.
Their 2 games against Miami this year, they've scored a total of 3 points. So that's pretty good.
All right. So if they win, they're tied with Jacksonville, and we already have Minnesota beating Jacksonville. So there you go. All right. Colts and Houston Texans. 2 of you took Mark and Tom took Houston on this one. Everybody else took the Colts. Wow.
So this one could be tight.
Yeah.
Division game, but
if the Colts defense looked like they did all year and not like they did last week, then I'd probably go Colts. But it's still it could go either way. And even without Will Fuller, I think they could probably still have enough offense.
I don't know.
Play the same way they did last week. So
yeah, I don't know, man. That's scary.
Yeah, it's gonna be close though.
Yeah, that's a tough one to pick. Watson's just way too inconsistent for me, and then loses another big weapon.
Right.
I mean,
Fuller.
if you want that guy to have some consistency, I mean, I think DeAndre Hopkins was keeping him sane and keeping him like a decent quarterback. But God, now, I mean, I know he has Cooks. I mean, is there another good player on that offense?
That's about it. Snead, right? No, that's Baltimore.
Well, they have Stills or something.
Yeah,
they might have Stills.
Week though,
he's good. 1 every 50 pass attempts.
Yeah, but he's not Fuller though. He's not Fuller.
Brandon Cook.
No.
Oh, is it Kiki Cutie or whatever his name?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that's who you want. That's the guy. Yeah, I don't need DeAndre Hopkins. Give me Cutie.
Well, Watson
guess.
Didn't he? Watson had a good game.
Yeah, it was against the Lions. So, I mean,
that was with Fuller too, though. That's what
he did.
Okay.
And Fuller popped off. He went 150 for 2 touchdowns or something. But
done that every week for the past.
Yeah.
And that's just another hurt to my fantasy team, losing him.
So this is very
that blows.
Yeah.
This is very interesting. Tom, you got some explaining to do here because it's the New York Giants against the Seattle Seahawks, and Tom took the Giants.
Did I?
that was in.
I believe that might be an error.
Changing that right.
Hey, there's also any given Sunday,
Yeah, any given Sunday.
Yeah, it is. The Seahawks are kind of hard to pick because of their crazy inconsistency and bad defense, but I don't know, the Giants are pretty darn bad.
Yeah, and they lost their quarterback, and Seahawks are going to win that game. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, I'll leave it so in case the Giants do win, then you'll be the only one and you'll be a hero.
Oh, well, I just changed it. So.
Well, it doesn't change here. Next game, this is a division game. It's really kind of an important game, and 2 teams, the Rams and Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough
game of the week. So there's 2 games so far that could be high scoring. That's it.
That's about it, isn't it?
Yep. This would be a good one. But could be a defensive battle, too.
Yeah. The Rams look really good on defense. I mean, really good. Really good.
They are good.
Yeah, that's a great defense. I mean, oh my God. They have some real star players.
You know what I'm liking about the Rams?
What?
They're finally starting to turn that backfield over to Cam Akers. Finally. If they will just do that, which I said it freaking week 1, I drafted him in like all my freaking leagues.
He's the most talented back on that team for sure.
He's like, if we're talking talent, that's a top 10 running back in the freaking league.
They're probably so scarred from Gurley. They're probably like, we worked his ass off so bad that we like destroyed his knees. So let's not do that to Cam Akers. Let's ease him into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they got to get him involved in that running game some, because otherwise, seriously, they just can't handle it with it just growing.
Well, and they finally did it last week.
I know. I saw that.
Let me see. What did he do last week?
He did fairly good because I think who has him?
Yeah, 9 for 84 and a touchdown. Now, granted, that's not even them really giving him the ball that much, but that's him finally proving,
showing he can do something.
Give me the ball more.
Yep. And who
give
they
me the ball freaking 20 times, I run for 200 yards here. They play Arizona.
They did play? No, who did they play?
Did play. They played San Francisco, which I don't know what to think about that. It's a good defense that's hurt, but
right.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. So this next one, this is part of the garbage games that Tom's talking about. The Patriots at the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they're both in the bottom of their division, if I'm not mistaken. I know the Chargers are.
Oh, no, the Patriots
aren't.
They're
5-6. Yeah.
They're far from the bottom.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah.
If we exclude them as an NFL team, the Jets, then yes, they probably are at the bottom of their division.
Okay. Yeah, I missed that one. But anyway, so yeah, we went split. We're split on that. It's funny because Steven, Tom, and myself are all going for the Chargers on that, and then Chipper, Mark, and Scooter are going for the Patriots.
The Chargers are just a better team.
They are.
Yeah, probably true.
And they have a much better quarterback.
That's what I was just going to say. I'd much rather watch the quarterback for the Chargers than
me too.
Would Cam have like 80 passing yards with like 3 picks this week or something?
And still won.
Still won the game, yeah.
True.
Yeah, true. So that's why Scooter likes him. Scooter's like, that's why I like him.
You know, freaking Belichick's
just like to go against the grain.
He's like, thank God we only signed this guy to a 1-year deal.
You know, when players play bad,
right.
It's bad for them, but you don't with Cam Newton for whatever reason.
No.
I know.
You're like, yeah, see, I knew he sucked.
I do got 10 fantasy points.
Not even Belichick can fix him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Belichick is praising himself for only giving a 1-year deal.
Well, and you know the crazy thing is that like the week before, Cam had like almost 400 yards or something like that passing. Yeah. Like it's just like, how do you go from that to like not even being able to throw for 100 yards?
Because after his first fucking incompletion, he starts fucking putting a towel on his head.
Yeah.
And pouting.
Yeah.
That game, he probably was like, he started 20 for 20, so he's like, ooh, everybody loves me. I'm so good.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
But to your point, that's crazy. The inconsistency. Like Cam, talent-wise, it's there somewhere deep down, and he can pull it out every now and again.
Yeah, I mean,
his rookie year wasn't a fluke. That was an insane talent, his rookie year with the Panthers. Yeah. But that's when he was running a lot more. So you don't – it's kind of like Lamar Jackson. You don't have to be super accurate if you got them all. If you're doing play action, if they think you're running. But, like, as soon as Cam and Lamar and then they have to drop back pass, like, it can get pretty ugly.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Good comparison.
There's a lot of
I don't know. He does have some flashes of brilliance. Didn't he start out the season fairly decent?
Cam Newton doesn't have flashes of brilliance. He has flashes of physical skill.
Yeah.
He's certainly a smart player.
Yeah, he didn't know.
Definitely mental that holds him
started up high.
Not brilliant. You're right. Yeah, there is a difference. But I think he's just due for a good game.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Next 3 games, all of us went the same route. We have Philadelphia and Green Bay. Everybody went Green Bay. Broncos and Kansas City. Everybody went Kansas City. And then we had Washington and Pittsburgh, and everybody went Pittsburgh. So
scoring game too.
Now, so Pittsburgh though, they're coming off of so they played today and they're going to play on Sunday.
Well, Monday, but
Monday. Oh, okay.
They're Monday and Baltimore's Wednesday. I'm just kidding.
They're Tuesday.
Right.
Baltimore's just going to play.
So I will say, if we were going to lose a game in the rest of our schedule, Washington could beat us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because of the way they back up, because they can run the ball and they play good defense. So if they keep Pittsburgh off of the field,
yeah,
good
the
point.
key is Pittsburgh's defense on this one. We're not gonna. I mean, I don't know. It could happen. Game script.
I was just about to say that the Ravens they run the ball and play defense better than Washington, and
correct.
They can't beat them. So
yeah, exactly.
But that is the formula that you would need. Or maybe, I mean, like I could see like the Packers going out there and just beating them 50-49 or something. But
what was it within 5 points?
Yeah, 19-14, I think.
How did they get 19? Like I said, I couldn't see the game.
Yeah,
okay. Oh, okay.
Not a field goal.
Extra point.
Extra point. I knew what you meant. Yeah. And Kansas City, poor Broncos. I hate it. I know it's a division game, but they're just going to get murdered.
Yeah, even if their quarterback this week. I was just about to say, even if that's figured out, it does not matter.
Yeah.
I agree. I just don't think that they. Oh God, I feel sorry for them.
Denver's defense will give them trouble, but not enough to win the game.
No.
They might not play man to man against Tommy Hill, so.
But are actually set up better to do that, maybe.
Right.
And this next one, I think it's actually going to be. I think it's going to be a closer game than everybody else is probably saying. But the next one is on Sunday night, Buffalo against San Francisco. And Mark, you're the only one that took San Francisco, but I think that one could go.
Wait, I don't know. That's on Monday as well.
Oh, is that Monday as well? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't see which night it is. I'm just looking based on what I used to look at and everything. I forgot
that could go either way.
I think that'll be a good one. Yeah.
I do too. I think it'll be a good game. It's at San Francisco too, and usually I know that home crowd doesn't matter, but usually on their turf when they don't have to travel and people from the East Coast come to the West Coast, that's always an issue. Time zone and all that kind of shit plays into it. And if anybody on freaking Buffalo at all has COVID, that's going to make a difference too. I mean, all that plays into it. So
I actually think that one's got a chance to be one of the high scoring games as well this week.
You think high?
Yeah.
What happened? Well, didn't they ban in Santa Clara County?
True.
There was going
to
be
it's not a home game anymore.
Right.
Where were they playing it?
They're playing Kansas City or somewhere. It's in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to Kansas City. It'd be cold as shit.
I don't know. Somewhere in the Midwest, I thought.
It'd be cold as shit. I'd go to Arizona if I was going to play.
Arizona, yeah, exactly.
Or Vegas, use the new stadium. I don't know. Are they playing in somebody else's stadium or are they playing in a college? I didn't know.
I think I don't think it's somebody else's stadium.
They can't play. The only place they could play would be the Oakland Alameda. But I don't think that's ready.
Why is that? Because of COVID or something?
Because of COVID, yeah. The city of the county of Santa Clara said no game, so it was a big thing about where they were going to go. They couldn't go to.
It's Cardinal. It's Cardinal Stadium.
They're going to. Yeah, because they were thinking about maybe Stanford, but that's in the same county. But never mind. You answered my question. So they're going to Arizona.
Ain't going to no damn Kansas City, freeze our butts.
Exactly.
Screw that. That ain't going to be our home game. We're going indoors somewhere.
So how are they doing that with
I guess it just worked out that they have alternating home games.
Yeah, because they're going to play on Sunday and then turn around and play on Monday because Arizona's at home.
Trippy.
Yeah.
They're going to keep the Chiefs logo.
They don't have alternating home games.
I mean, the Cardinals logo on the field.
Yeah, they just flip the grass over. They just flip the grass over.
It's red.
Yeah, they just roll it outside, then they flip the grass over and just that's all.
They just grow new grass on it.
Exactly. Quickly.
Water it real good and let it grow, and you paint it again.
They have
one. Fine.
So when they pull that one out and this one comes in, it's just on the other side. They just roll it in a little.
Hell, with no fans there, you can just do it virtually.
Yeah,
you know, like CGI the logo out. No one will fucking know.
It's a green field. You can. It's just like a green screen. You should
perfect.
be fine.
Yeah, it's green. Just make it do a green screen. That's fun.
Then the last game is whenever they decide to play, it's the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens. So yeah, everybody picked the Ravens. I think it's easy this week.
We got to come bad games this week.
I know. Tom's right. It might be the
lowest.
At least on paper.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Tom on that. Maybe lowest scoring game.
Like I think Falcon. What we talked about? Falcon Saints might be good. I mean, I guess the Saints technically could you whoop them.
Rams Cardinals could be good.
Rams Cardinals.
That's about it.
Bills 49ers could. Maybe. And then maybe the Cleveland and Tennessee, but I really think Tennessee is going to beat the snot out of them.
Yeah, it'll be low scoring. Neither one of them can put up a whole bunch of points. So.
I don't know.
Tennessee just did it to the Colts.
Yeah, Tennessee put up 45.
True.
Derrick Henry runs like that.
I mean, I don't see it happening again, but I guess it is possible.
AJ Brown returns an onside kick.
Didn't throw a pass and only had the ball 10 minutes and won the game.
True.
Yeah.
All right, you got to figure out. Mark my words. Mark my words. What do you got for mark my words this week? Who wants to start us off? This is going to be an interesting one. Tom already kind of said. He said,
"Yeah,
it's the lowest scoring of the week." But you got to give us something with a number
of the season.
To piggyback on the lowest scoring of the week, I'm going to say Cincinnati gets shut out by Miami, and they have less than 100 yards total of offense.
Oh my God!
As well as the Dolphins, and the Dolphins win. Both teams have under 100 yards of offense.
Wow, that's an ass.
I put that Derrick Henry's going to run for 150 and 2 touchdowns to put the Browns in their place. But I might go with
250. 3 touchdowns.
Damn. That's really put them in their place. But yeah, I'm going to go. I know I picked it, but I'm going to go with the Falcons win by 2 scores against the Saints.
2 scores?
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. 2 touchdowns or just 2 scores?
Just 2 scores.
So that could be 2 field goals because that's what what's Koo? Young.
What? He hadn't missed since like week 5. Y'all see that?
I mean, he hasn't
missed a field goal.
He had like 24 points in fantasy or something.
All right. So we get to the red zone, we stall out, Young Hoku comes in, boom, 3 points. We can do that like 3 times in a row. So we'll win by 2. I agree. That'll be mine too.
2 touchdowns, 2 scores.
We'll win by 2 field goals.
Oh, that's a touchdown.
Yeah. With a missed point.
Well, they'll win by at least 6. That's not as bold.
TB12 won't get another interception this week.
Won't get
He's got 11 on the season.
Who is he playing this week? Where are they?
I think
they're on a bye. They're on a bye. That's why
All right. Who else? What do we got?
How about the Rams hold the Cardinals to 17 points?
Okay. There's a number there.
17 points. They're going to hold the Cardinals to 17
total.
That's a tall order with Kyler Murray. He's my guy.
I think I agree. Great. But the Rams defense is looking good, and if it's going to happen, it's going to be the Rams that'll do it.
All right.
What do I know? It's just my hunch.
Yeah, that's all that any of this is.
All right, so here's mine. I know there's obvious ones, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. I think Kansas City scores over 40 points over Denver. Green Bay scores over 40 points over Denver. And I also think the Raiders score
playing Denver.
And then
Denver.
And then the Raiders. Then the Raiders are going to beat
down. You got 3 of them.
No, Raiders going to beat the Jets.
The Steelers thought they had it tough. The Broncos got to play 3 damn teams this week, and they're all going to let out 40. Holy shit!
Oh, the Aguilas, the Eagles. Sorry about that.
Double headers.
So, I like
Green
that.
Green Bay, Kansas City, and the Raiders all have over 40 points against their opponents. Okay. And I know Tom said it's the lowest scoring of the week, so I think those 3 teams though will have over 40 points on this.
I'll take it.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
Wow. That would be a pretty good fantasy week for me.
I know that's 2 of y'all's teams too. Y'all loving all that.
Does the Raiders in MetLife Stadium though? It's like we walk in there with our heads down. It's always been like that. I don't know why.
This is a different.
I know. I understand.
It's just a different.
That place is.
I'm surprised you didn't include Baltimore in that 40+ this week.
Well, I know. I thought about it, but then I was like, I'm just going to wait because Baltimore might not freaking play. I can't make him part of my mark my words because they may have COVID again. They just decide to do whatever they want. So
yeah, because they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Everybody else have a mark my word? What we got?
Oh, is everybody what now?
Tom, did you get one? I didn't hear that. Did I hear it? I know it's low in scoring.
Low scoring. That's legit.
I guess I have to go back and add up all of the other numbers and see if all the
I not thought about that. That's going to be
That's gonna be.
We should be able to Google it, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. No, that's fun though. This will be a good one, and we'll see.
Sure.
I'm real interested now to see how we all pan out at the end of the year too on our picks for that. That's going to be really cool and interesting to see how that pans out.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that about Burrows, though. You know, that really sucked.
Yeah.
That's like he's out next. Is he out next year too? Is that the deal? Probably.
I don't know.
He should be back.
They're saying it's like 12 plus months. I mean, that type of double thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, from what you read, we can't believe it.
I would imagine he'd be back. Football usually, unless it happens the last week of the season, because football has such a long off season because of how, I guess, short the season is.
Right.
Like baseball, if you get hurt in the last week, hell, the season starts 2 months after that.
Gotcha.
Because I'm pretty sure baseball plays 9 months out of the year or something like that. Maybe it's 8.
Yeah. Good point.
That's like Adrian Peterson. I mean, I know his was kind of miraculous, but when he tore his ACL and everything, he started that very next year. And I think he was end of the season.
Well, that'd be good.
Alex Smith is a miracle.
Isn't he?
Yeah, look where he's come back from. Yeah.
I saw a thing on Ryan Shazier. He's walking around and stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing I just read about Burrow is that it looks like the same exact injury that Carson Wentz had in 2017, and he missed the first 2 games of 2018, but that was it.
Good.
Okay.
Is he going to turn into a bag of shit later?
They said now there's actually also a note that says there's a lot of confidence that he's going to come back fully from this one and be 100% the player that he is. It actually says that.
Yeah.
He's like, was there any other quarterbacks that had this injury maybe that were a little better that I could be compared to? Can Elway have one of these? Maybe we can.
Well,
it was just Wentz. Okay, great.
He's probably hoping he comes back to a different team.
Yeah.
Can I get somebody with an O-line, please? Just someone.
He's like, you know what? I will sit out next year.
Right.
Let's run that number 1 pick thing back.
Right.
We'll have 3 straight years of top 5 picks, and then I'm ready.
Yeah. Can I have a second opinion on that doctor, please?
Yeah. You know what? It just doesn't feel right. Can we retie that in there?
Yeah.
Go back in, Doc.
It's still.
Then we'll have Jacksonville tanking for Burrow. So
Yeah.
that's all right. And hey, just so you guys know, next week we only have one game that's worth a darn next week too, and that's on Sunday night. That's Pittsburgh and Buffalo. So that'll be the only good game next week too. So other than that, I was looking at the games. I was like, oh God, this is going to be brutal for a couple weeks.
Wow.
Everybody's, a lot of the good teams are hitting their buys and stuff like that, or they're just mixed up with teams that are just not doing that.
The good thing about this year is a lot of teams, other than maybe the Steelers and Chiefs, have been super inconsistent.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like the Bucks and Packers are two that come to mind of like a really good team that get the snot beat out of them sometimes. So bad games might turn into good ones knowing this season.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah, Arizona Cardinals, same. Rams, the same. Seahawks, same. Yeah, even the good teams have had off weeks. Yeah. You're right.
And then you got the Falcons and Panthers and those types of – they go out and play people. And, the Falcons beat the shit out of the Raiders that you don't expect that to be – I don't even think people probably expected that to be very close. And it wasn't, but it was just in the other direction.
In the other direction.
What has been fun, though, is that there are teams that are consistently really crappy. So
the NFC East.
It's been fun for
sometimes that whether that at least you know what to expect.
That I forgot to do. So
NFC East has proven that.
It's been fluky for sure this season, and for obvious reason. But
true. And these unprecedented
It's been fun. It's still fun. At least there's football.
Who do you guys like for Rookie of the Year?
Rookie
Herbert's got to be the favorite.
Well, it
Justin Jefferson. I think it probably would have been Burrow.
Yeah,
but Justin Jefferson's making a pretty damn good argument if he keeps his shit up.
Oh, great, yeah.
No shit.
But I think
who's he with?
That's the Minnesota wide receiver.
Yeah.
You could do Claypool, but he hadn't really done it all season.
He's just got too much competition on his own team.
Yeah.
Granted, so does Jefferson. He's got Thielen making all those incredible catches every week. But
I tell you what, though, for stepping in and doing what Herbert has done, though, for that team, and that's pretty huge if you think about it.
Totally.
I think Chin should win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
just for this game.
I'm telling you, this whole year.
Yeah, I'm with Chip on that. I mean,
come on, Chip.
Yeah.
You knew when he was at Southern Illinois, he was fucking balling. You knew this is what he was going to be.
I've been tracking this guy for a while.
Yeah, like, come on. You didn't watch those games?
Big Southern
Chin
Illinois
was there, dude. But defensive rookie of the year would be a tough one, but you keep scoring 2 touchdowns a game, pretty sure you're going to win it. He probably at this point will score the most touchdowns out of any defensive rookie, so now he's just got to pad some other stats, get some pass breakups, get some tackles.
If there was an award he has a lot of potential.
Queen for Baltimore, the linebacker.
Yeah.
He's done really well.
Yeah.
Yes.
But speaking of those awards, what do y'all think about who do y'all think the favorite? Is Mahomes just the runaway at this point for MVP?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Russell has had a couple of back-to-back
duds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you beat out Mahomes. I guess Lamar did it last year by just being absolutely insane, like flashy.
Sure.
Ben Roethlisberger never gets any love. Come on now.
Big Ben.
He deserves it.
I don't know that he's MVP, though.
Chin's number 3 in safeties in our fantasy league. That's out of everybody, not just rookies.
Buda Baker.
Yeah, he's right behind Buda.
Yeah, and who's the other one?
Jordan Poyer.
That's right.
Yeah, I have both of them in the other league.
But for a rookie, I think that's an easy defensive rookie of the year.
There you go. If they look at our fantasy as a
what better way to judge MVPs?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes with 3,400 or 3,500 passing yards. Come on. I mean, the next closest person I think is like 100 or maybe 200 yards behind him.
Yeah.
That's
that would be my pick, right? I mean, just the way he does it too. I mean, when they just like Tampa Bay has a good defense, and like it looked easy for them.
They just slice right through it, and it's kind of like sometimes you get that same feeling with Russell Wilson when they're in the red zone. You just know it's going in.
True.
I mean, even with the losses, you know what I'm saying? He still looks that good, I mean, although I don't know. I mean, because unfortunately it's a quarterback league, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the quarterbacks that get it, because I would love to see someone like Metcalf, who had an amazing year this year, and he's probably going to end with an amazing year.
Yeah.
Seriously, what he's doing on the field, there's no one else out there like that, or a Henry for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
Your running back's more likely to get it than a receiver, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
usually
just saying,
when a receiver pops off, like their quarterback has really good stats too.
Right.
Like Tyreek Hill, for example.
Right.
Tyreek Hill, he popped off. It's like, yeah, Patrick Mahomes threw for 500 yards. Like, damn it. Why can't I get all the glory?
And Metcalf's tied to Russell Wilson, so yeah.
The one knock, I guess, against Derrick Henry is that his average, like his rush or his yards per carry or whatever, is not great.
What is
That's a good point.
I'm not sure. I just know that he has 256 attempts.
It's still pretty good, I think.
He has 120. He has 127. He has 127 more yards than Dalvin Cook. And then the next closest person's below.
Yeah, but that's with what, like 50 more carries.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's valid. That's valid.
So that's all. I'm just saying that's the only knock. I'm not, because watching him, obviously you're like, hell yeah, he's fucking good. But like, I'm just saying, like, if you want to maybe not give him an award or something, you could use that as a knock against him.
That makes sense. I get that.
But yeah, I mean, him and Dalvin yards wise are just like crushing people.
Chip, or 4.9 yards per carry, which is pretty. I mean, to your point, that's not like world record breaking or anything, but that's not bad.
Yeah,
I take that every first down.
I just remember seeing it was earlier on in the season. He was averaging like 3.4 or something like that, and I was like, yeah, that's not great. But I mean, he does get like at least 100 yards every game, pretty much.
That's pretty awesome.
But yeah, he rarely. I mean, he's only has 2 games running under 20 times at least.
Dalvin's at 5.2 yards per carry. I mean, once again, either way, I will take that. If you're gonna tell me I'm gonna get 5 yards every first down by handing them the ball,
yeah, absolutely,
I'm good with that.
He's
especially when you got freaking Ryan Tannehill and Kirk Cousins. You kind of need that at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. With all that being said, if you look at everything and look at all that, you have to be given the opportunity when you're a running back. If your team doesn't run because you're playing catch up and stuff like that, so all that plays into it. But Mahomes, like I said, 3,500 yards rushing is pretty incredible. I mean,
also the difference is you got to think about. Oh my god! You got to think about like Derrick Henry's not a pass catcher, so like if a team wants the ball in Derrick Henry's hands, they got to hand him the ball. If they want the ball in Dalvin Cook's hands, or somebody like that, they can do a little screen to him. They can pass to him out in the flats. Like they don't have to hand it to him every time.
Yep. Trey S says full PPR bench 1. Deontay Johnson, Brandon Cooks, or Robert Woods. Thanks.
Damn it, that's tough. I don't think you can bench Brandon Cooks at this point. We got to see.
Deontay
he's
Johnson,
the number 1. I don't think you can. And honestly, Robert Woods. I mean, as good as he is, I'm comfortable benching him because of the inconsistency with his quarterback. So I think Woods would have to be.
Tom, you're muted. Tom, you'd have to unmute.
Yeah, the dogs are barking. Sorry about that. Yeah, I would do the same. Robert Woods, He could give you a better game than those other guys, but Deontay is going to get targets every week. Brandon Cook's going to be the guy. So, yeah, I would sit Woods.
Play it safe.
I think if Ben was not that Ben's playing bad or anything, but I'm just like for Deontay Johnson's career, if Ben was younger, that we might have another Antonio Brown's on our hands. Big Ben loves Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, he dropped 2 crucial passes this week.
True, but I mean, like when you watch Big Ben, there will always be those times where, like, he starts to get under pressure and sheds one of those tackles, and 5 years ago, that ball every time after when he's in the pocket, he's breaking a tackle, that went to Antonio Brown. Like, that's who he found. That's who he was looking for, and I feel like Deontay Johnson could be that. Granted, I think Big Ben only has 2-3 years left in him.
Yeah, he's getting rid of the ball a lot quicker than he used to.
Yeah, I saw. Well, maybe they were talking about that during the game today, but I saw some stat how he is a changed man as far as that goes. Like, he used to be one of the longest holding the ball.
Hold the ball. Yeah,
and that's just because he could.
Yeah,
because arm tackles weren't going to get him.
Yeah.
But now, there's a lot of scheme that's getting the ball out of his hands quicker.
Yeah.
For sure.
What did Trey said? I didn't see that last one. Houston without Fuller scares me, man.
Mm-hmm.
If teams respect him as a wide receiver 1, I don't think his knees can handle it.
True.
I mean, that always is a good point, too. Just because, the number 1 wide receiver goes down, the next guy's just going to pick up where he left off.
You could get triple.
Yeah. If they don't have anybody else, sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. But once again, he's a slot receiver regardless, right? And Cooks, he's just strictly out of the slot.
Cooks?
So I highly doubt
he's not their deep guy.
I highly doubt the number 1 corner sliding over to him now. I mean, maybe depending on if that corner can play.
I mean, the fact that there's literally no one else to look at, that is a problem. And I don't. To be fair with what Troy said, is I don't know if Brandon Cooks is a receiver capable of handling double coverages and all that stuff.
Okay.
I don't, because he's not a true wide receiver 1.
That's a good point. So maybe start Woods and wait and see on Cooks.
But Deshaun does have to throw to somebody, and I think if he's going to throw to somebody, it's got to be Cooks. So he might force a lot to Cooks. But I don't know. Woods may be safer for right now until you see what happens.
Houston plays.
Anybody want to make a trade for Fulcum for Cooks?
I don't know. I think it's tough when someone out of the slot. I think that's a different game. Like a lot of those good corners, Jalen Ramsey will not. He doesn't follow people to the slot. That's a whole different game. Granted, if we're talking about him getting triple covered, sure, you keep that linebacker in the way so he can't run a crossing route, and you keep a safety over top so he can't run a double move or stuff like that. But I think Cooks will get. I just think he'll get so many targets. He'll be like the freaking what was the Bills guy, the little white guy for the Bills?
Cole Beasley?
Yeah, I think that's going to be Cooks now.
So
he's going to have 10 for 100. That's
13 targets, 10 catches. Yeah.
Right. And the Bills, granted, they do have maybe it's not a good comparison because they do have Diggs, who is obviously a top-notch wide receiver. So maybe that's why Cole Beasley doesn't get enough attention from the defense. But
it will now because John Brown's out. But yeah,
that's true.
But we're not. That wasn't one of his guys that he asked about, though.
No. I was just making a comparison to the.
Going off on a tangent here. All right, so the Rams, they play the. Where'd that game go?
Cardinals.
Yeah,
Cardinals.
That's a pretty good matchup for Robert Woods. I wouldn't be afraid to play Woods. Except Woods can give you a 30-point game or a 4-point game.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be scared of that. I think the 100% is Deontay Johnson. Absolutely play him.
Yep.
And then it's just whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, Robert Woods is. I mean, nothing's changed with him. So I mean, I guess that's the good thing. What I don't like is the inconsistency with that offense and with that quarterback.
Yeah.
I think the upside's with Cooks, but the safer bet's with Woods.
There you go.
No problemo. Anytime.
Absolutely.
What do you think about dark horse Aaron Rodgers for the MVP?
No, ain't gonna happen.
He's right there with Cooks, or not Cooks, with Mahomes.
Mahomes.
He's right there with him.
In what way?
In what?
He's only 300 yards behind. I know that's like a whole game, but he's got more touchdowns. That's it.
Whoa, one more, right?
He does have 2 more picks. Yeah, he's got 3 more touchdowns. But
I'll say this about Rodgers over his career: his ability to not throw picks is insane.
I know.
I mean,
and I swear his 4
had a
picks
season that's ever been like double digits.
I doubt it. But he also got to see Brett Favre at the end of his career, so he's like, oh, don't do that. Okay, got it. Like when they're watching film, he's just like, yeah, I'm not just throwing the ball up like you do. Got it.
Besides, Carson Wentz has that. Interceptions. He's got that category taken care of.
To be fair, Steven, in your 300 yards less you were talking about, I mean, that's 30 less attempts as well.
That's 3 games by Cam Newton.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that is less that's less completions. But probably, are you looking at attempts too?
No, I was looking at completions.
What is the completion percentage? Does that show here? Oh, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Quarterback.
Rodgers' revenge season is strong. Hell yeah. I mean, granted, I think if Mahomes keeps it up on the best team in the league, or second best, whatever, and he keeps going, I think it's Mahomes' award to lose. But just think if he slips up a couple, or maybe just they win, but he only throws for 200, and Aaron Rodgers throws for 400 a couple times, like, I don't know. Got to give it to the old man. Mahomes will have more chances. Come on, Rodgers getting down to the wire.
Steven, the attempts is Mahomes has 423 attempts to Aaron Rodgers 381.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's nuts.
So Rodgers, what's the completion percentage of the show, wherever you're looking?
Yeah, 0.688 to 0.685.
That's close.
God, why is that so close? Oh, I guess he has the 30 more completions, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Good stuff, though.
Yeah.
All right, gang, we are past the time. We're at an hour and 45, so
Nice.
I'm going to end the live stream. We can chat further if you want, but we will thank you, anybody that sees this later and that came in, and hopefully you enjoyed it like we did. This was awesome, a lot of fun. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. We'll talk to you next week. You guys in here, we can chat further, but whatever. I'm just saying, I just want to end the live thing so it's not just going on and on and on. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Have a good evening.